It walks beneath your fridge. It scatters when the light turns on. It disgusts, horrifies, and refuses to die. But what if the cockroach wasn't a villain? What if it was a masterpiece of survival? Because long before you were afraid of it, it was already here. Cockroaches are ancient. They've been crawling through the earth for over 300 million years. That's 100 million years before the first dinosaur. They watched empires fall, volcanoes erupt, oceans rise and vanish, and never once stopped moving. There are over 4,600 species of cockroaches. Only about 30 of them actually live in human homes. And yet one sighting, and we forget everything else. We see filth, but cockroaches are clean, obsessively clean. They constantly groom their antennae, legs, and wings. Not for vanity, but to keep their sensory organs sharp. Dust, mold, bacteria? It interferes with their detection system. They clean themselves to survive. In the wild, most roaches never see a kitchen. They live in forests, caves, and underground tunnels. They feed on dead plants, fallen fruit, and decaying matter. They help break it down. They are nature's quiet recyclers, and yet they've been eaten. For centuries, Chinese herbalists have used cockroaches in medicine. Roast them, grind them, extract them. Their proteins, oils, and enzymes were said to heal wounds, ease stomach issues, and even treat respiratory problems. In modern China, cockroach farming is real. Massive facilities raise millions, used in creams, tonics, even cancer research. But before it was industry, it was survival. During famine, war, and starvation, people turned to what didn't die. Cockroaches were roasted, salted, mixed into flour. They were never the first choice, but they were the last option. Some said they tasted like shrimp. Others said it didn't matter. In other cultures, cockroaches were symbols of rebirth because they vanish, then return. In African folklore, they're tricksters. In Mexican legend, they're survivors of a great flood. And in modern superstition, they're the sign of a curse or a bad tenant. But no matter what we believe, cockroaches endure. They can survive without food for a month, without their head for a week, without air for 45 minutes. They can live in radiation levels that would kill a human 10 times over. Their brain isn't centralized, it's spread through ganglia. Cut off the head, and the body still remembers. They don't scream, they don't sting. They don't chase. But we fear them more than spiders or snakes. Why? Because they break the rules. We think the indoors are ours, roaches prove otherwise. In 2013, a cockroach infestation shut down a passenger plane in China. In 2022, a man released 1,000 cockroaches in a courtroom in New York as a protest. In tropical cities after heavy rain, streets have flooded with waves of cockroaches crawling from sewers like something from a nightmare. We seal our homes, spray our walls, scrub every surface, and still they appear. But they're not invincible. Plenty of creatures eat them: lizards, frogsbirds, spiders, even other insects. The emerald cockroach wasp, for example, stings a roach in just the right place, paralyzing its will but not its body, then leads it like a zombie into a nest to be eaten alive. Other animals want nothing to do with cockroaches. Cats may bat them around, dogs may sniff, but many mammals avoid them, perhaps due to bitter taste or evolutionary warnings. Humans, on the other hand, don't always get the choice. Cockroaches can trigger asthma, carry allergens, and their shedding exoskeletons and droppings irritate sensitive systems. But do they cause disease? Rarely. They're blamed more for what they remind us of: decay, invasion, the return of nature. Because that's what a cockroach is: a message, a warning. That control is an illusion. They outlived the dinosaurs, they'll outlive us. And yet, they don't hunt, they don't plot. They don't even want to be seen. They just want warmth, darkness, crumbs. They live between the walls and under the silence. They survive what we cannot: radiation, destruction, time itself, and somehow they're still clean. So the next time you see one, crawling up a tile, vanishing behind the fridge, resist the scream. You're not looking at a monster. You're looking at a miracle wrapped in an exoskeleton, an evolutionary masterpiece we pretend to hate but secretly admire. You can kill one, you can kill 10, but the species, it waits, it remembers, and it always comes back. Because cockroaches aren't here to bother you. They're here to remind you that survival doesn't care what we think.